Welcome to the Week 16 Amateur Hour NFL preview with John
How
and
how
Dave.
many other podcasts do you have? How hard can it be to remember
No,
one
dude.
name? Are
Um,
you still doing Cypher podcasts?
no, I'm not.
Damn, dude, what are your fans gonna think, dude? They'll probably miss you. You
I
actually
can tell.
you got decent views on that podcast. Better than my peak in college.
Yeah, that was when NFTs and crypto were popular during the pandemic. There's nothing else to do.
Did they fall off big time?
Like a rock, like throwing a rock in a lake.
Bitcoin's going crazy.
Yeah. Well,
Do you have any Bitcoins?
no, I don't.
Fuck, that seems like something you would do, dude. You got like a four-leaf clover shoved so far up your ass. I figured you had like half a Bitcoin or something.
No, I don't. Dave, you mentioned before that we started you just don't have the energy. Tell us what's going on in your football lifestyle.
My football, so just so everyone's not worried, or I'm not gonna call the suicide
Your life's
hotline or
great.
anything. My life's great. Yeah, just when we're gonna be nitpicky and say, my football related life is gone to complete shit. I mean, the
hmm
only good thing and only bright spot I have in my football life is the Oregon Ducks right now. But as far as NFL, I mean, I missed the playoffs in two of my three fantasy leagues. I was the one seed in one league, so I was riding high. I was like, you know what? If I win this league like I should, then I'll be in the green for total buy-ins and money spent or lost in the fantasy season. But first round bye, second round of the playoffs this week, because it's a week kind of ahead of most leagues.
Oh,
I get smoked in the first round of the playoffs. I start the week off with Cooper Kupp getting me 0 points on Thursday Night Football in that absolute slop fest. And then I go against Josh Allen against the Lions, who went off for about 45 points. So I just stood no chance at all.
I mean, it's
Are you
bullshit,
alive?
Dave.
Are you alive in any fantasy playoffs?
So actually, that's why I usually get up at 5 a.m. to play basketball on my days off. Um,
You look like shit. You feel okay?
yeah, what happened was I won both of my fantasy games, and I'll share it with you in a minute. But I was so excited I couldn't sleep, so I didn't fall asleep till like 3:30 or something. And I slept on the couch because I couldn't fall asleep in the bed. I was sleeping out here with the cats, and it was just from pure excitement of winning. So, Nick's cousin Dan, I play for some reason. He's the best team in the league. He's won the past 2 years. I play him twice a year because Nick doesn't reset the fucking schedule, so I have to play the best team twice a year. I'm 0-6 against him. And then in this playoffs, this is the first time he played in the playoffs. I beat him 190 to 186. Like
Dude, he's
by
probably
the
so pissed. We should have had him
He
on.
was by the skin of my nuts, dude. And I had Sincere McCormick was the running back that I had and got like 4 points before he
Yeah,
fucked his
I
ankle
had
up.
him. I had him in my what do they call them? Prize picks. I had him in my prize picks. He had like 8 yards.
Yeah, and it wasn't his fault. I mean, he just fucked his ankle up. But
I didn't watch. I didn't watch.
yeah, he was running good before that. But Dan also had Jonathan Taylor who, who dropped
Dropped it at
that
the goal
fumble.
line.
Yeah, so that was an 8 point swing.
Eight
And
point swing,
he
dude.
said he right after that game he texted the group, Jonathan Taylor's on the block. I don't want him on my team next year. He's done with him. And then he
You
also
could,
played.
dude. It's buy low on Jonathan Taylor right now.
I might. I actually drafted him with the first overall. I did
I remember. I remember.
probably had the worst draft in Dynasty League startup history. I don't
You
have
tr
a single player left from
you
that
traded
draft.
away all your good players. I remember vividly. You had T. Higgins, Jonathan Taylor,
Hmm.
a
Can
lot
I
of
show
other
you
good
my team?
players. Sure, yeah.
Thanks. This is a big day for me, Dave.
I'm not done talking about why my life sucks though. So when you're done, we can
Okay.
go back.
All right, you go. No, you go about your life sucking.
Now let's hear, this is what we're talking about. So let's hear your team.
Okay, so this is the team. I'm on the left here.
Just remember, nobody ever cares about your fantasy team. Yeah, Gibbs, that's great. Did you have to trade for him, I assume? No way you
Yeah.
drafted him.
Yeah, so I got
You're a good
Lamar.
trader, though. You're a good trader.
And then I drafted pretty well. Not
McCormick
this
was a
year.
good pickup. He should be a solid player in the future.
Yeah. So I got McLaurin, JSN, Laporta, Addison, Jonnu Smith. Got him off the free agent wire for free. Jaden Reed. And honestly, I left some points on the bench. I got Jerome Ford. So
Yeah, but you wouldn't have known that. Nick Chubb got hurt,
yeah,
and
I
he had
didn't
an
know that.
84-yard rushing touchdown.
I
So he had
know.
he had 84 yards total. He had 84-yard rushing touchdown, I think.
Yeah. So here's my question for you this week, Dave. The Seattle Seahawks play the Vikings. The Browns play the Bengals. Between Ford and Walker, who would you fire up if Walker's healthy?
Well, it depends on if Walker's healthy and if Nick Chubb's healthy. I think you got to keep an eye
Nick
on the
Chubb's
injuries
done.
this week. He's out for the year.
He broke his foot.
Oh, I didn't know that. Damn, poor Nick Chubb, dude.
He's out.
Fuck.
He's done.
That guy's been going through
That's
it,
it.
dude.
That's it.
Fuck. I probably go Jerome Ford then.
Even if Walker's fully healthy?
He ain't gonna be fully healthy if he sat this game the last three games out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
And the
what I was leaning towards as
Seahawks been
well.
struggling a little bit, and Charbonnet has been playing well. So even if he comes back, they're gonna be like a committee.
So I played dirty fucking Nick Dilts this week.
Dude, you better smoke him.
I hope so.
This is
It's
an
tough.
anti-Nick Dills podcast.
It is, dude. The Falcons, in other news, that was probably the worst Monday Night Football game I've watched in a long time.
I was watching the Bears game, and so I didn't even watch any of that Falcons Raiders game. But I would periodically peek in and like turn it to the multi-view, and I was like, "This is the most disgusting multi-view set of games I've ever seen in my life."
They almost lost that on a Hail Mary, too.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that he ripped it away from him. I thought that they got it. I thought Jacoby
I
Myers
can't
had
tell
it.
you how much I was hoping for that loss. I mean, but the Falcons look atrocious, boy.
Yeah, the Falcons suck, dude. And
Suck
and
ass.
I'm rooting for you because I don't even want them to make the playoffs because they suck and they're miserable to watch.
Right, I'd rather watch the Buccaneers in the playoffs,
Yeah, I
right?
mean Buccaneers they could be electric.
Yeah. Yeah, so and then so you lost in fa did you make two playoffs in fantasy?
No, just one. One out of the three
Okay.
got upset by the 4 seed. I was the 1 seed. Got smoked. And then the Pick'em League, I went 5-11. I've tried to fade myself this week. I faded myself. Did not go well. And then once my fading myself was going horribly and I was like 2-6, I flipped all my final picks and I ended up like hitting like three of the last four.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, next week I'm just going with back to my gut. I'm going back to my gut. I'm going to see if that works because the fading did not work. I thought Thursday, it started with Thursday Night Football, right? I was like, the Rams is way too obvious. Like Rams 3.5 points, it's way too obvious. So I was just like, I got to go Niners here. Go Niners, and it was the most disgusting Thursday Night Football game, absolute monsoon slop fest that anybody's
Mhm.
ever seen. So then I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's just because of that. I'll continue to fade myself all week and see how that goes, and it just didn't go well. It was a bad week. So 5-11 was a poor performance. I continued to slide in the rankings there. I did one prize picks this week, lost miserably, not even close. Hit two of the six, I think.
Oh, you're doing prize picks now,
Um,
huh?
Here and there, just so I don't have to drive to Council Bluffs.
Hey, if you ever get some hot ones, you let me know. Because I got a deposit match on Underdog, so I threw another 50 bucks in there. So I can do the picks like that. I don't just
Dude,
have to
I
draft.
don't ever have hot ones, dude. I've never hit one yet.
No, give me the hot ones, dude.
Dude, I'm like 0-8.
You know what's crazy is last night, because I needed Jordan Addison, Sincere McCormick to score a certain amount of points to win my fantasy matchup. I bet the under in their fantasy point total on both of them. And Jordan Addison had to go under 9.95 in half PPR, and he got 9.89. And then
Damn.
Sincere. So they ended up getting me enough points to win, and I won the
Double
prize
dipping.
pick, dude. I mean, how often does that happen, Dave?
So we're having different emotional sensations this morning.
I do feel like shit though.
You're like a
So,
kid on Christmas morning because you're so excited from your two fantasy wins.
hmm.
And I'm like a kid with a noose around his neck writing a suicide letter.
But now I play Nick Dilts, which we talked about. And he's got Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, Bijan Robinson, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, he should smoke you, I mean,
He
realistically.
should.
But your roster looks pretty good.
They're
So
hot. The boys are
t
playing.
tip my cap to the management of that roster because it was a train wreck when I knew you in Iowa City.
And my roster is like Luigi. They like taking down the elites in the Dynasty League.
They like the big upsets.
Yeah, they like going after the elite teams and taking them down, assassinating them.
I don't think the guy they arrested was the real guy that shot him.
right?
I,
Because all the pictures
I,
look different.
the eyebrows don't match up. The facial features don't match up. I think it was planted on him.
Yeah, I'm kind of skeptical as well. He's a legend though now. I mean, everyone wants to
There's a
give it to
lot
him.
of there's a lot of things going on right now in the world where it makes sense for this all to be a distraction.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think it could be an Illuminati ran thing, Illuminati ran operation. He could have been a plant. The murderer could have been a plant, and then the guy that they went after could be a plant or just like some poor kid that they just screwed over. I don't know.
They just gave him a free backpack and then sent him into McDonald's. It's
Maybe I don't know, man. There's this. It's not adding up. Why the hell would you carry a backpack of all that shit into a McDonald's? Maybe they swapped it out or something.
yeah, I don't know.
Illuminati's powerful, dude.
They are, man. I wouldn't. Yeah,
Imagine if you didn't he like dump the stuff, there's like in the middle of the street.
in Central Park.
What if like you had this backpack and then it was swapped out for a backpack that looked just like your backpack, and then you looked in it and there's like a gun and like a manifesto of why you're gonna shoot the United Healthcare CEO? I'd panic. I would just dump the shit as quickly as I could.
I will agree with you though. The pictures of him and then the mugshot of him that they had at that hostel or the hotel he stayed at don't look at all like the same person.
No.
Like the mugshot of the guy at the hostel had like a way more pointed jaw, and that Luigi's face is wider.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
They gotta
worried.
look for a fatter Luigi, dude. They just arrested the closest looking OnlyFans model they could find.
I think maybe they did, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they did. But hey, looking forward for the Bears here. I don't think
Yeah,
that
to
coach is going to stay.
2025.
Yeah, but I don't think that coach is going to stay as the head
No,
coach.
he sucks ass, dude, and the Bears are horrible. Their offensive line is horrible. I think there's a lot of rumblings that they're going to fire the GM too, which honestly, I like Ryan Poles. I think he's done a good job, but I would not be opposed at this point to just changing regimes completely because we're going to get a new head coach.
Hmm.
Might as well just get a new GM in there and start fresh. Like get two guys that want to work together because whatever the hell is getting being put on the field for the last 5 years is not performing well, obviously.
Can I tell you what's going to happen?
Sure.
The first year is not going to go well because when you bring in a whole new coaching staff, there's adjustments, right?
Yeah, no shit. Well,
And
no
then
one's gonna be shocked.
they're not going to give them enough fucking time to get how they want to run the organization in place,
They're gonna fire him again.
and it's going to be fucked up again because everyone, not
It,
everyone,
it
these
must be
owners,
nice to have a good coach, dude, and good GM and a nicely run out organization and being owned by the fans. It must be nice. Do you know how lucky you are, dude?
I am a lucky. I mean, do you hear me complain?
You're a lucky bastard, dude.
You don't hear me
All
complain.
right, keep telling me how I'm gonna suffer again next year.
I'm just
I
telling you. I think I think they'll hire a good coach, but I'm worried they're not going to give him enough time because this is what shitty run franchises do, is they make
yeah,
these snap decisions, and then when they don't pay off in the first like 12 months, they freak out and try to change it again,
correct.
you know?
Not that quickly though. If you get a new head coach, and I mean, they gave Matt Eberflus 3 years, dude.
You're right, you're right.
He had the worst win percentage in one score games in NFL history.
But whoever they take, I hope they give him like at least 3 years, right?
Yeah, it's just hard. I think your leash is definitely shorter in the NFL. I mean, you give them depending on how the direction of the franchise is going is how much time you give them. I mean, you know what I mean?
How long did the Lions give Campbell?
Well,
They didn't
because
make the playoffs those first 2 or 3 years, did they?
two maybe, but like the direction of the franchise was looking good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At least on the bright side, my I placed this bet on August 29th under 8.5 wins for the Bears. It cashed $50 at plus 140. It played 120. So it was favored for them to have over 8.5 wins. I was plus money to get under 8.5.
And then you already got paid out.
Just paid out. Yeah, it's physically impossible, mathematically impossible for them to get over 8.5 wins right now.
So with 3 games left, you cashed.
I think it cashed last week, honestly. I just haven't looked.
Dog, you gotta start doing this more often.
I will, trust me.
I think you gotta just double it. or
Well,
whatever you
normally,
won.
John, the problem is normally their win total is like 5.5 or 6.5,
Oh,
which
that's
is
true. That's true.
kind of too low. Like I'm not gonna pay money to see them win 6 games, but I was like, yeah, I'll pay money for them to win 9 games, and they had a lot of hype in the offseason, so that
Yeah.
the win total was really high.
Well, what fucked them too is the Vikings came out a lot better than they were supposed to.
Yeah, I mean
Does
Vikings,
Darnold get
Lions, and
re-signed?
Packers. Vikings have a tough decision on their hands. I mean, personally, I would re-sign him because you have no idea what you have in
Same.
what's his nuts, JJ McCarthy. Like, what if you get rid of Darnold and then McCarthy sucks ass, and then you're basically if you have a bad quarterback, dude, your whole team is shit. Like, it's just how it goes in the NFL. So, like, look at the teams that are struggling this year. I mean, besides like the Bengals, you have a quarterback that's underperforming. I mean, Bengals are probably the only team that you can like say otherwise, but look at how shitty the Raiders are. They have horrible quarterbacks. The
Hmm.
Colts have had bad quarterback play from Flacco and Richardson, except for lately.
Hmm.
Um, Titans have had shitty quarterback play. The
Yep.
Jaguars have had shitty quarterback play. The Browns have had bad quarterback play.
Hmm.
You know, all these teams that
Giants.
are horrible. The Jets have had bad quarter. The Giants, yeah. So I mean, you need a good quarterback in this league. I do still believe in Caleb Williams. I think that some people talking on Twitter about doubting him or whatever, they're just
Too early.
they're too stupid and it's too early and they
Yeah.
don't look at the whole picture. I mean, is he perfect? No, he's a rookie though, and he has no time. And
Doug, this is a 22-year-old kid.
yes, he has weapons, but that he no, he has not had enough time. He has a horrible coach. He's gonna have his third offensive coordinator in 1 season. So I don't blame
Fans are
him at
too
all.
reactive in this world. I even like on this Green Bay. Also, do you ever go on Reddit?
No, I don't go on Reddit.
Okay, well, I was reading last night. You go on Twitter though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same thing, but
There's estimates that like Twitter, Reddit is like 60 to 70% bots, like just AI bots that are making all these comments and tweets.
Reddit or Twitter?
Both.
I believe it. I mean,
Because like then I look at some of these profiles. I know this is a little off topic. I don't know how I even got there, but it's like, oh, that's why. If you go on the Reddit, the Packers subreddit, these are the ones where I feel like it's real people. But you go on other Reddits, it's like people like typing out this long paragraphs and everything is formatted perfectly. And it's like, who talks like that on social media?
well, maybe they like type it out in their own thoughts, and then it sounds so fucking stupid that they have to like you click that AI button and it like totally reformats it.
Mm,
Maybe they do that.
that could be. But on the Packers subreddit, dude, like Jordan Love, they'll win the game. Jordan Love will throw like two touchdowns, one interception, and they'll say, Love's got to go. We need a new QB. I'm like, what the fuck planet do some of these people live on? Like that
Yeah,
they're
I
that
don't.
reactive week to week. It's got to be ti tiring every week to just like, oh, he's great. Oh, he sucks. Oh, the team's great. Oh, the team sucks. You know?
Yeah, they act. I think the Packers fans, what they don't realize is that they've been so lucky with quarterbacks that they don't realize how difficult it is to find the guy.
Hmm.
And so I think he's adjacent to the guy where you can't get rid of him until he like really sucks. And he doesn't suck and he has never sucked in his career so far.
Yeah. And they
I don't
paid
know
him
if he is
55
the
mil.
guy, but he's close enough to the guy where you stick with him.
Right.
He reminds me of he's a better Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
But that's what he reminds me of, like
He's got a good system.
that middle to upper tier where he
Yeah.
fits in the system, he plays well enough,
Right.
like he's good enough, like his flaws are minimal enough
Yeah. I
where
agree.
you could stick with him long term and have a ton of success.
I agree. I
I put
agree.
like I put him above like I think he's better than Dak Prescott, but like in that same category, in that same tier.
Yeah. And I do like, I personally think the LaFleur's a great coach and they've set up a great system. And I think that's why there was optimism for Caleb and the Bears this year, because for once he he wasn't set up perfectly, but they actually like gave him some weapons. Feels they never gave him anything
No, he came into like one of the best like like roster situations a number one overall
besides
pick
the
will ever
line,
come into. Yeah. Yeah.
besides
But
that
still,
offensive
the
line.
defense was good. They had weapons. Like no number one overall quarterback ever goes into systems like that, but they
No,
traded for the pick, so it worked out well. But yeah, they for a GM that started as an offensive lineman, he's built a horrible offensive line like throughout his tenure.
yeah, yeah, which is it is kind of, I guess, ironic, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
you
mean,
would
you'd
think if
think,
your entire life was spent on the line, that would be like the one thing you'd be good at making.
yeah. but it's the worst
and
part of our team
analyzing.
by
Yeah.
far.
But he's great at finding offensive weapons.
Is he though? Yeah, I mean, I honestly think
Come
the Keenan
on.
Allen thing at this point like is almost working out worse for us because I was watching the game last night and like they Caleb Williams like feeds Keenan Allen, which is cool like as a fan to see because I've always loved Keenan Allen. I think he's like an incredible player. He's a good route runner, great hands, like one of the legends in this league, one of the best wide receivers of all time. But he's not going to be with us next year. Our season is lost. They're feeding Keenan Allen. What does that do for the emotional standpoint of DJ
DJ
Moore and
Moore.
Roma Dunze and Cole Kmet? Like, how does it develop the guys that we're going to be sticking with going forward? I think it's Thomas Brown like took over as head coach. We've been playing Travis Homer at running back a lot more. I don't know if Roshan Johnson is injured, but we have Roshan Johnson as a backup. We got DeAndre Swift as a starter that you're paying $10 million to. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, shout out David Montgomery, torn MCL out for the season. That's a big loss for the Lions.
Why did you shut him out?
Because like I was pissed at Ryan Poles that he got rid of him in the first place.
Oh yeah.
Got rid you didn't want to pay Montgomery, but then you brought in DeAndre Swift. And DeAndre Swift's had a decent season, but like Montgomery has shown that he's an absolute monster. So I would have liked to stick with Montgomery. I know hindsight's always 2020, but he was a young running back who like could perform well. The NFL is just so scared of paying running backs, but
Well, Swift was
you
on the
paid DeAndre
Lions.
Swift.
Swift was on the Lions. He was drafted there, right?
No.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
came from the
drafted by the
Eagles.
Lions, but then came from the Eagles.
Yeah, I know. But I think you could put if you put Swift back behind that offensive line that the Lions have, I think he Swift would do just as good, personally.
As Montgomery.
Yeah.
They're different styles of running back. I think he would be like a worse Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay. Montgomery's more of the hitter,
Yeah,
the
he's
ground and
he's more
pound.
of the ground and pound. Yeah,
Okay.
big diesel.
Could be right. He's an Iowa State boy.
Jameer Gibbs and Swift are like sports cars.
Well, do you think Jameer Gibbs can go nuclear now that David Montgomery is?
He's gonna go nuclear. Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, and you
Stock
got him in
up.
fantasy, so stock went way up, dude.
Stock up, dude.
Because
Stock
they
up.
they basically split carries, but now he's gonna have all the carries.
Yeah. Um,
Shout out Randy
let's
Moss, diagnosed with cancer. I don't know what kind. Did he announce what it was?
I don't think so. Really young though.
His
40
eyes were
something.
super jaundiced, so I wonder if it had anything to do with his
Something
liver.
with his liver. I think you're right. I think it was actually something by the pancreas and the liver.
Yeah.
Now that you say that. College football playoffs start this weekend.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy how that already came up. The Oregon Ducks got absolutely shafted. Got shafted big time.
Why?
Number one overall seed, undefeated, and they have by far the toughest path in college football playoff.
You think so?
Yeah. I have a screenshot somewhere. Where the hell is it of the bracket?
Let me see if I can I
Oh,
share it?
here we go. I got it. Yeah, you can share it. But so Oregon gets a first round bye. Arizona State wins the Big 12. They get a first round bye. Georgia wins the SEC, get a first round bye, and then Boise State, the at large, get a first round bye. So Oregon will play in the second round, the winner of Tennessee, Ohio State. So that's by far the toughest matchup in the first round. Arizona State plays the winner of Clemson, Texas, most likely Texas. Georgia plays the winner of Indiana, Notre Dame, and Boise State plays the winner of SMU, Penn State. Oh, excuse me. And then if Oregon can beat the winner of Ohio State, Tennessee, they most likely play Texas in the semifinal. And if they can beat Texas, they most likely play Georgia in the final or a rematch with Penn State.
Okay, so
By
who's
far the
who's got
toughest
an
road.
easier schedule then?
Penn State, number one, they lost to Oregon in the Big Ten championship and they lost to Ohio State, and they are the sixth seed. And they play SMU at home at Penn State in Happy Valley. If they win that, they play Boise State at a neutral site. And if they win that, I know this contradicts what I just said. They play Georgia in the semifinal, who doesn't have Carson Beck. So then they would go to the final, Penn State, and they would play Oregon, which would be their toughest game by far. And it would be a rematch. They just saw them in Big Ten championship and lost by 7 points.
You think Oregon would be tougher than Georgia?
Right now, how they sit, yeah. Carson Beck being out is a big deal, which is weird to me that the committee then I guess ranked them that way because you know how they did like Florida State so dirty last year when Jordan Travis was injured. They excluded Florida State from the 14 playoff. But now that Carson Beck got his shoulder ripped to smithereens and is most likely out for the
I
season,
say come on in, huh?
they say, Georgia, welcome to the two seed, baby. And they play the winner of Indiana and Notre Dame. I mean, Oregon would smoke either of those teams, I think.
Yeah, that is a little. I'm trying to look. I think
Ohio State, Tennessee is an incredible matchup, and Oregon has to play the winner of that, which sucks.
I think I would. It could have been a little worse. I think if they would have got Texas, in my opinion, 'cause I think Texas will smoke Clemson.
Texas is good, yeah. But they play Texas in the next round if they do get past Ohio State, Tennessee.
Right. I see what you mean. They didn't get the seeding is kind of fucky.
It's super weird. I think that it needs to be. They'll make some tweaks. Obviously, it's the first year, and I'm excited to watch it regardless. But I think like it's a really flawed system. Like, why is Boise State the three seed with the first round bye? I mean, they're not even a Power Four conference, so I think that that should be reserved for Power Four conferences. And I also think just winning the conference championship doesn't necessarily mean you deserve the first round bye. But then
And
it takes away like the importance of the playoff, or I mean the championships, conference championships. But Arizona State has like three losses, I'm pretty sure,
but
and they're the
Boise
four
State
seed with
was
the first round bye.
undefeated.
Boise State lost to Oregon. That's the only game they lost to by 3 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But their strength of schedule is way weaker than a lot of those teams.
But
They
they still,
definitely deserve to be in, but I don't know if they deserve a first round bye.
but you think, but they can hang with Oregon.
They can definitely hang with Oregon, yeah.
Okay. Is that running back phenomenal?
But I
I never watched
teams.
him.
They're different teams.
Yeah.
Like from when they played the second game of the season and they lost by three
Oh,
points.
okay. You
It was
think,
a close game. Genty went for like 265 and three touchdowns. He went crazy. Oregon's better than they were at that point of the season. Boise State is too, but I think Oregon's made bigger strides than Boise State has.
okay. I
And
like
then
the,
an Oregon Boise State rematch in the national championship would not be exactly the sexiest matchup for the fans, the neutral fans, you know?
I would love that. I like the small schools.
Yeah, you do, but a lot of people want to see the blue bloods, the heavy hitters.
Well, fuck them. You know
Yeah.
the one that,
Alabama fans salty they didn't make it. You have any
oh,
thoughts there?
oh, good riddance. Good
Hey,
riddance.
good riddance. Three losses. Don't lose to Vandy and Oklahoma, a shitty Oklahoma team.
Yeah. Yeah, good riddance to them. The one team and fan base that pisses me off that they're always in the conversation is Notre Dame. I think they're frauds every fucking year. And here they are again in the college football playoffs.
Yeah, you think they need a harder schedule?
No, I think
They
they
need to
need to
belong to the
join an
Big Ten.
actual conference. Like the
They
rest of
need to
the,
join the Big Ten.
why the fuck can they go out long and not join a conference? I hope
I don't
Indiana
know.
beats the piss out of them, dude.
I do agree that they need to join the Big Ten. I think Indiana is going to win that game. I think Indiana's a better team, and it's in the state of Indiana, so they're going to have plenty of fans there too. It's
Oh,
going to be
dude, that's awesome. So Notre Dame's in Indiana too, isn't it? I
Yeah,
forgot
it's going to
that.
be a good matchup. Like as far as
Oh,
like balance of fans, it's almost kind of a neutral site game, and Indiana I think is the better team. O'Rourke is healthy, and they're scrappy, and they're motivated, and they're underdog. So sometimes, the hungry underdog runs faster, as Hank Lockwood says. But I'm going Indiana in that one with the upset there. But then they're going to play Georgia, and Georgia's going to smoke them, I think, with a backup quarterback or not.
dude, Indiana needs this. It's been a tough 50 years for Indiana sports. What's been a good team to follow in Indiana?
Their men's basketball is always like relevant, but it hasn't been good lately.
No, just like in the whole state in professional sports. I guess the Pacers are pretty good
Oh,
last
the
year.
Colts. I mean, the Colts, since like Andrew Luck, I mean, they went to the playoffs multiple times. AFC Championship, I think.
I guess they had Peyton Manning within the past 30
Peyton
years.
Manning, yeah, Super Bowl, lost in another Super Bowl with him.
We have
Pacers were, yeah, I mean, they won the NBA Cup last season. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment.
huge, man, huge.
When
All
is
right.
that championship? Aren't the Bucks in it? Don't the Bucks play like the Rockets?
I should check. I don't know when they're in it. We
Is
watched
that
them
right
play.
though?
Yeah, I think it is because we watched them play the Falcons, I think. No,
The
the Hawks.
Falcons.
The Hawks, dude. The Hawks. Hey,
Not all birds are
we
the
gotta go
same.
back to NFL. This is an NFL podcast. Quick.
We need
Tell
to
us
wrap
what
this shit up anyways.
tell us what matchup you're looking forward to this weekend. What
Oh,
game?
I gotta look at the slate, dog. Hang on.
Okay.
What was your favorite game to watch last week? I mean, there's a clear answer, I think.
Um
Oh,
Dude.
dude. Classic NFL doing NFL things. They're overlapping with the college football playoff on Saturday. They have two games.
Yeah, why did they do that?
And unfortunately, they're both good games too. Texans at Chiefs and Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
Oh, I gotta tell you, I think Commanders Saints was my favorite game of the weekend.
What the fuck? That game sucked ass, dude.
What
And I had Commanders 7.5. That
what
pissed me
was
off.
yours? What was yours?
The Bills and the Lions, dog. It was 48 to 42.
It was over. It was over though.
Dude, it doesn't
By the
matter. It was
fourth quarter.
explosive as hell. I was hate watching it though because I was going against Josh Allen. So every single time he did something crazy, I was just like so pissed.
Dude,
Oh,
yeah,
dude, my game of the week is the
why would
Lions
they
at the Bears. Lions coming into Bears territory, baby. They're gonna defend the home turf, baby.
stop? No,
Under a
really.
touchdown favorites, dude. I'm putting the house on the Lions this weekend.
Um,
I'm putting the wedding savings on the Lions. You
dude,
heard it
you're
here
insane.
first.
I think Eagles Commanders is probably the best game
I
of
gotta
this
go
upcoming week.
Pittsburgh, Baltimore on Saturday night. I gotta go. Buccaneers, Cowboys was way sexier at the start of the year, but kind of shitty now. Same with Niners, Dolphins.
Thursday night game's good too.
Saints,
Chargers.
Packers is disgusting. Are you gonna go to that?
I will be there.
Nice. Gross game though.
That's our last game of the season.
I don't think I'll be watching.
We'd
Yeah,
watch it.
Eagles, Commanders is good at the noon on the noon slate, but yeah, the rest of the games aren't very good.
Chargers Broncos.
Yeah, that's a good game, but like the main Sunday slate, it kind of sucks. I wish they put some of those good games like Saturday has two really good games, but it's during the college football playoff. I mean, that's lame as hell. Why would they do that?
That is pretty demented,
They're
isn't
just
it?
cucking those college kids.
Yeah, you think you could like reach out to them and say, "Hey, what's the schedule look like for the college football playoffs? We won't play on that
Yeah,
Saturday."
they don't give a shit, dude. They're doing Christmas Day games when NBA has always had Christmas Day. That's not a thing anymore. Now it's an NBA day.
Yeah, dude. They just are big dick swinging.
This is the slate for Saturday's college because there's games on Friday, I think, too, for college football playoff, isn't there?
Yeah, that Friday game is the Indiana rivalry that
Oh,
we've been
is it
waiting
Indiana
for,
Notre
dude.
Dame?
The
Is
one
that
we've
it?
wanted.
Just the one?
That's it. At
So
7
Saturday
p.m.
is SMU at Penn State at noon. Oh, this is probably all Eastern at 11. Clemson at Texas at 3, and Tennessee at Ohio State at 7. At least the NFL games are over at the night game, and that's definitely the game I'm most excited for, is that night game.
Tennessee, Ohio State.
Yeah, and that's
Are
who
you
Ohio State would play. So I'm gonna be scouting. I'm gonna be scouting, hitting the books.
Friday? What are you gonna do after work?
I'm gonna watch Indiana Notre Dame.
You're gonna hunker down and watch the it's I think it's the matchup of the week.
I'm gonna drive to Council Bluffs before work on Friday. Spray my bets. Absolutely spray my bets. I'm gonna burn all $120 I made from the Bears under 8.5 wins. And I'm gonna parlay all four games plus the two NFL games on Saturday and just see what happens.
With $120 and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's a good
And just
strategy.
make the whole season that I just invested in on the Bears a loss and get vaporized in one single day on Saturday.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm sorry about your fantasy loss. It is frustrating.
Yeah, but nobody really cares about other people's fantasy teams, you know. So thanks for saying that, but I know you really it doesn't matter
I
to you.
wish that we could have been talking about fantasy football when we were like 12 years old. Because, like, I feel like if you were anyone making a YouTube video about fantasy football, because these experts are these guys that make all these draft rankings and picks, they suck ass. They really don't know what's going on. You know, the projections are never even close to correct.
No, they're just you and I, but with better editing, dude. That's all they are. Like
And
you
well,
look
and
and they
they,
have like I'm like, this guy has a pretty nice looking like Instagram reel page, you know. Maybe I should listen to what he says. He has like flashes of the player and like highlights and shit. He's like, he's gonna go over 82.5 yards this week. Book it. And then I like bet on it and he gets like 14 yards.
yeah,
And nobody holds
or
this fucker accountable. He's like a weatherman. You know, they can say whatever they want, nobody holds him accountable.
yeah, it's BS. Or they've been doing this for like 15 years, you know, and they just have a big following.
You talking
But
like guys that work for ESPN? Or are you just talking like
well,
random guys on YouTube or TikTok?
yeah, there's like random guys on YouTube that I'll watch Dynasty content. One of them is called like Flock Fantasy. It's this guy named Mason who just he's got a lot of energy and he always says going over to, and that's how he like transitions when he's doing the video about a different players. He always says going over to. So it's like he is good, he's got good delivery, but as far as like him knowing which players are better than others, I don't think he knows much more than you and I. Like his delivery's good, better,
Yeah, they
much
just
better.
have better delivery and better editing and better
Right.
computer
But the
skills.
substance and their actual knowledge is really not
I'm sitting here on like 5 hours of sleep. You're sitting here on like 2 hours of sleep. Only
on a
like the
couch.
top part of your face is shown, and nobody's gonna listen to us, dude. Nor should they.
But that's the tr you got to figure that out in the world. That's where the truth lies is with the people that don't look like they know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? That's
That's
where
where
the
the truth
wisdom is.
lies.
Yeah, that's where the wisdom is. And
The
the truth
wisdom's
lies.
within us.
Yeah,
It's
it
been
is.
it's been inside of us this whole time.
It has. It has. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we probably won't do one next week for Christmas, so tell us your Christmas plans.
Well, I got to work. Jackie and I are working Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and the weekend after Christmas. So,
What the hell?
and then after New Year's, we're coming to Milwaukee and driving up to Green Bay to see you. So,
Yeah, I think we're doing the opposite drive because we're going to Carroll, Western Iowa we're leaving on Saturday, that Saturday after Christmas. But you guys probably aren't leaving until Monday.
huh?
When are you driving up to Wisconsin?
The
What
hell are you
day?
talking about,
What
dog?
day are you driving up to Wisconsin?
Tuesday night, I think. New Year's Day is Wednesday.
Oh,
So
you're
Tuesday
driving up
night.
New Year's Day or New
Yeah.
Year's Eve.
Yeah. We're gonna be
Oh,
driving in my car across like
as the
state
ball
lines
drops?
as the ball drops. Yeah.
That's actually really depressing.
Happy New Year's. Yeah.
Dude, I feel like you got to stop at Dubuque or something and
Nah, dude. I don't give a shit about New Year's.
oh, you
It
don't?
doesn't mean anything. It's just the clock changing. When you're in high school and you could go to a party, that was fun. But like now, I mean, I've lost all my lust for New Year's. All I care about New Year's now is that there's sick college football games. Oregon plays on New Year's Day, Rose Bowl,
Tune in.
4 o'clock.
So why did you both get the shafts and after work?
We work two major holidays a year. So we work the same holidays. So this is our major holiday for the winter, and then
Yeah.
4th of July this summer.
That's a
So
tough one, dude.
it's just the way the cookie crumbles. But honestly, it's not bad this year because falling on a Wednesday, it's like our Christmas plans were going to be shot regardless. So we're uh we're celebrating Christmas this weekend with her family in Omaha, and then we work Christmas Day, and then we work the following weekend, so like the 28th, 29th, and then we go home like New Year's weekend to Milwaukee. So
Yeah,
it
that's
honestly
nice.
didn't work out too bad. And luckily her family is adjusting plans so we could celebrate this weekend. So
Now, being a federal employee, do you get premium pay that you're
yeah, did
working?
double pay those days. So that's not bad either.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm working the night shift though. I'm working like noon to 8:30 on Christmas Day.
Have we talked about this? Do you ever go to codes?
Yeah, I go to all the codes.
You do.
Yeah.
I hate codes. I suck at them. I
Yeah,
don't have
they're
confidence.
not super frequent though,
Okay, that's good.
luckily.
Well, I since we probably won't be able to get one in next week, happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, happy holidays. I'll see you on the 4th or the 5th, whatever day that Sunday is.
Bears Packers,
Have they even
Lambeau
announced the
Field.
game time yet?
I don't think so.
Well, that could really screw things up. Luckily, the Bears suck, so they're not going to flex it to any important game, I don't
I
think.
don't think so. I think it'll be noon,
It's
noon or
going to be
three.
noon, yeah, noon or
Yeah.
3:30. 3:30 would probably be ideal.
Yeah. Thanks for
Okay.
hanging out, dude.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Talk to you
Enjoy
later.
enjoy college football playoffs.
Good luck in the fantasy playoffs.
I'll need it.
Go Ducks.
Yeah. Go Ducks.